Hello, I'm Conan O'Brien. I recently had the great privilege to perform for our troops stationed in the Middle East country of Qatar at the Al Udeid Air Base. Over 10,000 coalition troops are stationed at Al Udeid, and they work tirelessly around the clock, helping to launch and execute a constant stream of air missions departing from the base. My trip to Al Udeid began with a phone call from the White House. First Lady Michelle Obama was going to visit the base as part of the Joining Forces initiative. She asked me if I'd come along and put on a show for the troops. I immediately said yes. Before I knew it, I was flying to Washington, D.C. to hitch a ride with Mrs. Obama. Now, obviously, due to security reasons, I was unable to bring a video camera on the jet. But I can still show you what happened on our flight with the help of state-of-the-art, incredibly expensive 3D animation. After taking off from Washington, our flight began in typical fashion. The First Lady did some work on her laptop, while I read the in-flight magazine Onward Eagle, which featured an article about Joe Biden's favorite Baltimore steakhouse. Next, it was time for a beverage. The First Lady had her usual, 1 can of tomato juice, while I had my usual, all the vodka on the plane. I figured I'd visit the pilots and give them the thrill of a lifetime. But 2 Secret Servicemen politely informed me that standing in the cockpit was not advised. That made me drop one of my vodka bottles, which somehow affected the plane. Luckily, the First Lady quickly took over the controls and then made sure I was safely back in my seat. After landing on a Portuguese fishing schooner, I was forced for weeks to earn my keep, until eventually we laid anchor in the port of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. From there, I began the 1,500-kilometer hike to Qatar. Along the way, I was captured by bandits and sold into a harem. In spite of quickly becoming my sheik's favorite wife, I escaped and continued my journey. But I had run out of water, and just when all seemed lost, I saw a mirage. It was the First Lady coming to rescue me and take me the rest of the way to the Al Udeid Air Force Base, where I would finally get to perform for our troops.